Tom is way too old. The Cowboys, And this year, I have to win my fantasy football team. Hear me go off in today's Downright Sports. Hey, we are back. Welcome back to our all-new Downright Sports. I'm Brent Reed, if it's the first time you ever watched. If it's not the first time you ever watched, I'm still Brent Reed. And yes, Floyd Mayweather beat Conor McGregor, but the ref stopped it a little short. Anyway, we're going to dive into it. We're not going to waste any time. Today's show is the NFL. We will do an NFL quick preview show. If you know anything about me, I am not breaking down X's and O's, man. I'm not going to tell you this team has the best defensive line, and because of this guy, because he runs a 4-2 flat, they're going to win it out. No, it's basically, if you've never seen the show, it's a fan sports show. It's thoughts, it's opinions from a fan's perspective, not from an expert, just a pure fan, and that's what the show is. So we'll go to the must-know news. Cue the logo. And starting with Montez Burford. I butchered the poor guy's name. Anyway, he is a defensive player for the Cincinnati Bengals. He is looking at a 5-game suspension after last night having causing a hit on a player that was not protecting himself. And basically, he's looking at it was an illegal hit. The league, the NFL is trying to clean itself up, and he's not helping. Last year alone, he has something around $800,000 in fines. That's almost $1 million in fines, kids. So either the NFL is just over the top, or this guy needs to wheel it in. He also was he was flagged 16 times last year for unnecessary roughness. What it sounds like to me is the league has wasted too much time on this guy. If you're trying to outlaw violence, if you're trying to outlaw unnecessary hits, and you're trying to say concussions are an issue, you need to make an example. If this guy 5 games is not enough, give him 10 and shut it down. Other news, the U.S. Open is started. Not golf, but tennis. Move on. And finally, Giancarlo Stanton of the Miami Marlins has hit 50 home runs for the first time in his career, for the first time in quite a while. He has the whole month of September to go. Can he get to 60 and more? When he needs 10 to get to 60, he can hit 10 in a week. So we are on the pursuit of a guy hitting 60. Some say maybe the first legitimate player to hit 60 since Roger Maris back in 1961. Although Mark McGwire has hit 60 twice, Barry Bonds has hit 60, Sammy Sosa has hit 60 3 times. I don't know where the hell I got 6 from. He's hit it 3 times. But each of those guys have all been linked to steroids. Each of those guys, they feel, have tarnished the legacy. Barry Bonds, who holds the all-time home run record in a single season at 73. And then finally, the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics had a trade last week where it looked like it was going to send Isaiah Thomas from the Celtics to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Kyrie Irving, but that looks like it may come to a halt because Isaiah Thomas has a hip injury and it doesn't appear that he's going to pass the physical. So the Cavaliers are either going to renege on the trade, or they want more. That more being the number 3 pick that Boston had this year and number 5 pick they had last year. If I'm Boston, I tell the Cavaliers to go kick rocks and you can have Kyrie back. That was a bad trade to begin with. Anyway, let's go on. We'll be right back. We're going to talk the NFL this upcoming season, and this is Downright Sports. That's the only way I can have the NFL theme play on the show without getting my show kicked off YouTube. Anyway, today's topic is the NFL. We are basically going to just discuss this upcoming season and my thoughts on teams that may or may not have an impact on the season. Quite frankly, I think this is one of those years where you're going to see some teams go from the bottom to the top. You're going to see some teams that look like they were going to show promise. That showed promise last year. Just one of those teams being the Miami Dolphins, who went 10-6 last year with their quarterback. And this year, their new quarterback is Jay Cutler, who has not made the playoffs but one time in his whole career. So if you thought that last year Jay Cutler is what you were missing, I have news for you. He was the quarterback of the Chicago Bears last year. As the quarterback of the Chicago Bears, he was 3-13. If you reverse it, it's a very good record. But it wasn't. So, Cutler, not the answer. Not the guy. Cutler, alright, it's rant time. Boom. The problem with Jay Cutler is he's the privileged quarterback that everybody wants to give, oh, he had a good arm, so he must can throw that thing. Yeah, he's got a strong arm, but he can't hit anybody. He's not accurate. He's not a leader. And he left the Denver Broncos when they actually had a decent team. But he didn't want to play for the coach they had because that guy he was going to basically show the world that Jay Cutler was a fraud. The interesting thing about that is Jay Cutler, who only had one playoff appearance and lost, guys like Colin Kaepernick, Vince Young, there's a slew of others out there that my brain is just blanking on right now, had to look, were just like left out the league, like trash. And these guys like Tim Tebow has a playoff victory, beating the Steelers. And, he ain't no quarterback. No, but the guy can lead. That's one of the qualities of being a quarterback, is leading. Jay Cutler doesn't have that. The guy said the only reason why he's playing for the Dolphins now is because his wife asked him to. Because she probably was tired of his butt sitting at home playing video games and eating Cheetos. And she's a very good looking woman, and she's got a totally different lifestyle she wants to live, and that's being a quarterback's wife. Any case, the rant's over. Jay Cutler's trash. The Dolphins will be worse in the division. Will be second to worst in the division because the Bills will be better and the Jets will still suck. I died. Let's get back on track. So basically, who's better this year? Who will be better? I feel there's a few teams that I have you must watch. These teams are the Oakland Raiders, the Seattle Seahawks, the Dallas Cowboys, the New England Patriots, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Cleveland Browns. Now, let me be clear. I don't think the Browns are going to be any good, and I think Dallas is going to suck this year. But these are teams you should watch out for, because I think Cleveland, now that they got their 900th quarterback since 2000, a young man out of Notre Dame, who I'm blanking on his name, and I'll pull it up in a second. He basically could be the answer they're looking for, because obviously, Brock Osweiler, the savior, Tom Brady's replacement, not Tom Brady, Peyton Manning's replacement, wasn't that good. Because the Texans said hasta luego after giving him some money, and the Browns, who are horrible, basically said, hey, we're going to trade this guy. Deshaun. These names, boy. Deshaun Colzer basically was a quarterback in Notre Dame, pretty decent quarterback. I think he's one of those kids that has the ability of not... He could be like, Marcus Mariota. He's not going to wow you, but he's not going to lose you the game. Like, he's basically going to be a very good game manager, and that's what the team needs. The kid can run, the kid can throw, and most importantly, it looks like he doesn't get broke. He's not brittle. So I think that if Cleveland doesn't have this kid go outside of his element and just lets him, just throw the rock and move around a little bit and just keep building around him, they finally maybe go from last year where they basically won one game. They could actually this year, they win 5 games this year. That's an improvement based on what they did last year. But Cleveland has to stay the course. They can't keep just firing coaches and get rid of people. The next team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the reason why I am high on them, I believe in famous Jameis. I think Jameis Winston is one of the best up-and-coming quarterbacks this league will see. I think this kid has what it takes. He is, I believe he's the new age version of a Steve McNair. Steve McNair could run, but Steve McNair stayed in the pocket. Steve McNair was strong. Steve McNair was a leader. He wanted to win. That's what this kid has in him. He has that ability to get the ball. He's got a Vernon Jackson, a Deshaun Jackson, excuse me, who was with the Washington Redskins last year. That is the clock. He is now with Tampa. I think that is a deep ball threat he's needed, and he's going to be happy to have. I feel in Tampa's always had a good defense this year that's going to still stay the course. They just missed the playoffs last year, but if you know anything about that NFC South, you go from first to last, and whoever was in the middle always shoots to the top. Nobody just the only team that have won a division 2 or 3 years in a row was the Carolina Panthers. First team to ever do it. Not the Saints, not Tampa Bay, definitely not Atlanta, who I'm going to right now just tell you all, if you thought Matt Ryan was good last year, he will that Cinderella story is turning back into a pumpkin. I always thought Matt Ryan was a waste of space. The other team, let me jump on them, the Dallas Cowboys. Last year, Dallas shocked the world. Ezekiel Elliott, who was serving a 6-game suspension, his appeal is today, still probably wouldn't have served a 6-game suspension. He shocked the world last year, being one of the best players in all of football. Dak Prescott, who went from being the 3rd-string quarterback to the 1st-string quarterback, to making Tony Romo just say, I'm going to go to the announcer's booth. This tape on you now, both of you. I don't think those guys are going to have the year they had last year. They went 13-3. I think the Giants are going to be better. I think Washington, despite losing as many players they had, will be a little more competitive, because now, even if Kirk Cousins doesn't want to stay there, he has to prove to another team he's capable of just being a competent quarterback. So I think Washington will be a little bit better, not much. Finally, I think the Eagles will be good enough. As far as schedule goes, if you look at the Cowboys' schedule, open against the Giants, play Denver, play Arizona. They got Atlanta. They play the Seahawks towards the end of the year, around Christmas. They got a pretty tough schedule. Not the toughest schedule from what I jotted down. The easiest schedule is New England. We'll jump on that in a second. But I think Dallas this year comes back to reality, maybe 10 wins. But I think Dak is going to struggle with not having Ezekiel in the backfield for the first 6 games of the year, man. Darren McFadden is their backup running back, and I can't think of the other kid's name. He used to play with Washington. Anyway, McFadden, if he was any good, he would still be in Oakland. Enough said. Let's go to the Seahawks. Seahawks will have another Seahawk-like year. The Rams will do nothing. Brandon Washington, that's a shot. But the Seahawks, if you look at their schedule this year, start at Green Bay, play New York, play Houston, play Washington, play Arizona, play Atlanta. Could easily beat everybody on that schedule, or easily could lose. I think the toughest team they may face out of that may be either Houston or Green Bay, because Houston's defense is really good, especially with J.J. Watt returning. And then Oakland, this is a make-or-break year. We know they're going to Las Vegas, but let's touch on it real fast. They got Denver twice, Kansas City twice, and then after they play New England. Could be those games, because they play Denver twice, whose defense is going to be good, and those are rivalry games. And Kansas City is going to be good. Those are also rivalry games. This could be one of those years where we say Oakland has a good team, but they couldn't get past some of these teams because they are that much better. Now, unless New England has a poo-poo season, which we're going to jump on right now, Oakland could easily go win another 12 games this year, or win 9. So we'll see how that turns out. for them. I hope they do good for the sake of my Uncle Timmy and my boy Uncle Buddha. But we'll see. And I have David Carr as my fantasy quarterback, so they better do good. Finally, New England. Why New England? Why New England? Tom Brady is the greatest. Check it. Last year, he did the unthinkable, led a team in one of the greatest second half comebacks in any sport, period. But was that it? Was that Father Time sprinkling a little bit of like, all right, baby, let me give you your last swan song. Derek Jeter hitting the walk-off in his last game. Michael Jordan blocking a shot with the Wizards. Kobe Bryant dropping 60. Let me give you this little bit of shine, but this year, your soul is mine. Could that happen this upcoming season? Are we finally going to see Tom Brady as the old man? He is 40, and in the history of the NFL, there are the top 5 quarterbacks who played over 40 that were actually kind of productive. Doug Flutie, he finished the season. He had 9 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. He was the quarterback of the San Diego Chargers at the time. Sonny Jurgens, he played 14 games that year. When he had his final season, he had 11 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. He had a quarterback rating of 94. Could that be Tom Brady? Vinny Testaverde, he finished his last year with 17 touchdowns and 20 interceptions. He was the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. It's not bad, but Tom has never had more interceptions than touchdowns. And then Warren Moon, he finished the season with 25 touchdowns, 16 interceptions when he was over the age of 40. He was with the Seahawks, one of his best years at 40. He's also a Hall of Famer. If Brady has a year like that, the Patriots are very good. And he just lost his best running back in Edelman. He's done for the year. But if you know anything about the Patriots and Tom Brady, next man up. And then Brett Favre, my favorite. Over 40, he was in the same boat as Tom Brady. Everybody was talking about this is the guy. Father Time came in, took his ankle, took his back, took his arm, and he just put him down. He basically finished at 41, and the year before he led the Vikings to the conference championship. But the next year, they didn't even make the playoffs. So the question is, can Tom do it? He's got the Gronk back. That's his best target. I personally think Tom gets you all the way to the playoffs, and then Father Time kicks in. And there's always a young team that's hungry, that wants to eat them. And I think that young team this year is Oakland. And I think finally we get the rematch from 2001, man. So I went a little over. I seem to keep going over. I don't know what I set times for because I don't honor them. Anyway, we come back. Movies and video games. We'll make it quick. This is Downright Sports. Hey. Movies, video games, one of my favorite segments. The segment I use to end every show. Quick shout out to my boy Preston, aka P Stu, letting everybody come over watch the fight at his house the other night. It was fun. It was great. I'm not doing a show on the fight. I already did one. I'm not going over it. Shout out to my man B-Rad. Shout out to my man DJ Chase. Mike Miff, who does the music for the show. My boy Uncle Buddha. Anybody else that watches that I know, shout out to you guys. We did a fantasy draft last night, and I think I will not win, even though I went to badly. My team, I'm not the biggest fan of my team currently right now. I got David Carr. I got Derek Carr, Lamar Davis, Adrian Peterson, Julio Jones, Mike Woodson, Jimmy Graham, and me. We have reunited. I have beef with Jimmy, Deshaun Jackson. I got Janikowski Jameis as my backup. I could have a decent year. I looked at everybody's roster earlier, and I don't know who has the better roster, to tell you the God honest truth. I looked at my boy. Let me look at an underdog. So somebody like Sean, yeah, his team is whack. My boy John Condi, old co-host, he's got one of those teams. He picked up Andrew Luck. I don't know what he was thinking on that one. But his backup Who's his backup quarterback? John doesn't have a backup quarterback. So I'm not worried about John this year. The guy I'm probably worried the most about is going to be Nathan Harris, who's never played before. Fantasy football, he's a baseball guy and only watches the Cardinals. But he got Drew Brees, David Johnson, Amari Cooper, Larry Fitzgerald. His back, he got Calvin Benjamin on the bench, LeGarrette Blount on the bench. He's got the Jacksonville defense, which kind of scares me. But if Jacksonville has one of those like years, then he turns to be the genius of everybody. But yeah, we look to have a lot of fun this year. I want this year to be the last few years has only been like me and my boy Tim and Joe, and then everybody kind of drops out. But hopefully we all stay in tune with it, and Brendan cannot win this year. And the other day, so let's hope for that. The other day I picked up Madden 2018. Thought everything looked like last year, and then I did the storyline mode, which I am not a fan of. I thought it was kind of lame. I don't know why you can't pick the race of the person that you are. Even though I'm a black guy and the character's black, I don't understand. I don't know who's doing the storylines. Let me make this quick. When Madden first did the superstar mode, it was the best thing done. You played your games, but you were able to be like an actor. You could do commercials. You could do like little subtle stuff, and it was kind of fun and hokey. But you got to pick. You picked your endorsements. They should let that happen again instead of writing these stupid storylines and trying to make a movie out of it, because it's dumb because it doesn't keep going. You can get away with that, like unless you make the game like a Grand Theft Auto, where I have like a Destiny where you got like a free roaming situation. But the fact like you know it's going to end and it don't keep going, it's just stupid. Thanks for watching the show today. We'll be back. Not pick today yet, but we'll probably be back soon. We'll talk about some, now that football season's going on, I have a storyline every day to do a show on. So, but anyway, enjoy Labor Day. I almost got the days wrong. Enjoy Labor Day and have fun with your family, barbecue, drink up, smoke out, whatever your thing is, do it. Just do it safely. And yeah, see you guys.